Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt, a game that I am looking forward to because they seem to be the only ones who can do better than BioWare, and especially now, they are exceptional with their writing. A truly dark world, actually not dark world, a world that is one that is believable and alive with a lot of character. Now, what we know for 100% certainty is that it's going to be an open world using the Red 3 engine, and they are trying to rival Skyrim in size. And they said they were going to move away from the chapter system that they had originally in The Witcher 2 and I believe The Witcher 1. I played both games, beat both of them, really loved them. A game where choice actually mattered. Such a novelty in this with many of the games going on, but your choice mattered and you had to deal with the consequences, be good or bad. And it was I like the idea that the choice in the second one was in the first chapter, then you had to live with the repercussions of your actions. Now, with the games themselves, we know that CD Projekt, exceptional RPG guide makers. Now, they said that they were going to make it easier, more accessible for the new players. Now, whatever this means by an easy mode or whatnot, as long as they retain much of the same structure and the upgrade system that was in this game, I don't believe any fan who's loved the previous Witchers or who has liked the books will be disappointed. The gameplay this time, they moved and evolved from the first one to the second one. I don't agree with it, but it makes sense. It fits the premise, because I like the first one, though it will probably be this action RPG hybrid with more focus, with its focus on its main core elements of The Witcher being a supernatural fighting monster, a monster hunter and slayer, and that is a good thing. And that open world like Skyrim, a whole world with no loading screens that you can go across the whole world, is going to be a great addition. Now, if they work it like Skyrim with a better story that has this nice interconnecting story weaved together and the plot kind of taking you from point to point, I think this will be a very good thing. Now, it may lose its strong story element if they go for an open world. I'm excited that they are doing this because the world that you went in was a very believable world with all these monsters and creatures that you had to fight about, and the cities and the countries and the kingships that were there seemed like a believable everything seemed believable, and the characters, even though they be minor or not, did appear to be feel like living, breathing characters. And we know that the Witcher is going to go on its patented no clear-cut black and white theory of characters, and that not every monster you go against will be an actual monster. And I have to say, I really do enjoy that, because clear-cut is okay and not bad for a lot of games. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but many things are not clear-cut, and it makes the characters have an air of believability that a nobleman that may be appearing good on the inside is a monstrous creature, and the troll that you find, though may look like a monstrous creature and kill with impunity, may actually have a heart of gold. I mean, something like this, you may say cliches or tropes, but it's something that really, it really lends this world a lot of character and a lot of panache that a lot of games are missing. And this complexity of video games that I feel is going to be a good thing for this series and many games to take note from this thing. And I hope this style of game, I hope, does catch on, because it is a super fun, really enjoyable series, though they did say that Witcher 3 will be the last Witcher. I'm disappointed, but I'm not like mad disappointed. I'm just disappointed because I really wish they would do more, because the Witcher universe is a really great, lovable, not lovable, but a really great, interesting universe that you really want to get your teeth sunk into, because the creatures, the monsters you fight, and the stories that are told in this universe are very interesting, and I feel is lacking in many RPGs that are attempting to make ease of use for everyone and diluting what makes the series great, because the core of The Witcher is a great story, great believable characters, very cool story plots and elements, political intrigue, and yes, there will be boobies in this no matter what. We know what's going to be done. I'm under no illusion that, though they may claim it's mature, whether or not it's mature to have boobs bouncing around, at least when they have sex scenes, unlike BioWare, they make sense how they happen, and at the same time they don't look like two Barbie dolls bopping each other. And that is I mean, this thing does take a very, not exactly a complete mature step forward, but a nice step that makes you, the audience who plays this, not treating them like adults, that if you have to do this or if you want to do this, you have to know what you're doing. You can't just okay, let the game play on autopilot, because I don't feel there really needs to be a broadening the audience for this, but I have no problem with it if it's done right. Because on easy mode, when you put this down, when you put the difficulty down to easy, the game turns into a pure hack and slashing game. Now, when you put in higher difficulties, the RPG effects and the strategy of planning your attacks do come into effect. Now, I do feel there is one problem with this, and I don't have it's that the previous one allowed you to take your potions mid-battle, which I felt I really liked that. They took this out in the second one, and if they keep this out in the second one, I'll be personally disappointed, but it won't be a bad move. And we know that CD Projekt is an exceptional creator of video games, a European-based development house, I believe. I think it's Polish, if I'm not sure. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I mean, this character, Geralt, the White Wolf, a very unique character. Yes, you can control him however he acts and interacts, but the dialogue, when it's given and delivered in-game, I have to say, very well done, very believable. And when he talks to people, I mean, people can complain that the body and stiff motion is going to be there. And even if that's in there in Witcher 3, it won't be that bad of an addition. Or it won't be much of a retraction, because a lot of this is the charm of the universe and the atmosphere, because RPGs have to give you a world you want to go in there, want to understand, and want to believe. Or just want to explore. In this game, even though it's dark, it doesn't have everything clear-cut as White Knights being the hero. It really is beautiful, and this is just running on the 360. Something that it's gorgeous looking on the 360. Load times up the wazoo, but whether or not that's a problem or not for some people, I don't have a problem for the most part. Now, if you run this on PC, this thing is going to look gorgeous. This is going to look. It will make your computer melt down into a pile of slag, but it will still be loads and hands better than anything else out there. And I do suggest picking this game up. And when it comes, I believe, in 2014, I'm not 100% certain, but whether or not, even if this comes on the next-gen consoles and whatnot, the open world is going to be a great addition to the series. I don't doubt that they're going to use Witcher 2 as the style of gameplay and style of how to make the future continue on in the Witcher series. Now, they said that there's going to be an enemy. We know the enemy is probably going to be we can speculate, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mixture of the Viper clan of Witchers, and also, I feel, the hunt, the great hunt, the wild hunt characters that he's looking for, the woman he lost, and regain all of his memory. And that is something that I really enjoy, and I feel is a great thing. And even even the creatures, no matter how monstrous they are, they look right, they look believable, like what I feel a troll would look like or something like that. And there's nothing that sets them apart differently and negatively. And just seeing how the characters, even though it's not overly animated and into it, it does seem like a small little conversation. And the fighting system, you can tell easily enough, you have your magic and you have your swords. And I feel it is a great idea to do this, to mix these two things together. And you could just see the world environment. Even if you make a mistake in one area, the atmosphere and this world is something that's going to make up for the game as a whole. And it's just, they know how to balance it. And if the game looked like this, ran like this, and was open world, I think this would be able to beat Bethesda's hands down every single time. And the fighting style, very smooth animation, and we know they're going to continue on with this. And I know without a doubt that this series, if Unless something magical comes up, I would say this would probably be a game of the year. And I feel the only thing that will ever hold back the game from being game of the year, or people really getting in depth with this and getting really deep down understanding this and breaking this game down, is due to the really long time that it takes to complete. Because the first one took about 80 hours. This one, I lost track on how many hours. And if they do have the length of Skyrim and the open worldness of there, I hope they don't lose the story element. And I don't think they'll completely lose it. There will be some losses, but I feel that there'll be this kind of a direct path for them to go. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed what I have to say. Please tell me what you think. Tell me what you think should be input in the next Witcher. Tell me if you think they should continue on with the Witcher series, or have an offshoot related to the Witcher series, or whatnot. I'd like to say, everyone, thank you for listening. Please tell me what you think. Thank you, and good night.
She good. She cooked meat.
Who killed her?
Don't know. Me sit on bridge. Go home. No meat smell. Woman dead. Had no head. Guts to drink. In can't go people that kill. But guts to drink.